One of the narratives over the weekend was like, everybody should row in behind Leinster. I watched the game in the company of a bunch of Munster fans who were cheering for Saracens. What a disgrace. Like, what are you talking about? It's exactly what that's how fan culture works. There were no Man United fans cheering for Liverpool to make it through to the Champions League final. I would say none.
Right, so what if you're a Manchester United fan from Ireland and Liverpool happens to have 7 or 8 Irish players?
Absolutely not. Are you a fan or not?
I get that.
What does it mean?
The national thing changes something. It definitely changes something. Like you can't
be giving out to Munster fans for not wanting Leinster to succeed. You can't. No, that's the whole point of fan culture, is that you support your team, and one of the best parts about it is that you actually enjoy the difficulties that your rivals have, instead of tut-tutting going, well, obviously, because the argument is exactly the same argument we're always having. If this doesn't matter, and the only thing that ever matters is the senior team, what's the point of having these teams in the first place?
Okay, fair enough, but also, I think it's totally fair for a Munster fan to say, I want Leinster to win.
Absolutely. I mean, then they're not really a Munster fan. They're not
Alan Quinlan wanted Leinster to win. Are you saying that Alan Quinlan is not a real Munster fan?
We can have that conversation with Alan Quinlan.
Yeah, well...
Instead of you getting full outrage on his behalf, right?
I'm not getting full outrage. You're the one who brought it up.
Yeah, but he's also a professional working in the sport who has played for Ireland and probably did play with Rob Kearney with some of the players who were playing and Sean O'Brien. That's a completely different situation, right? So let's take a fan who hasn't played professional rugby and isn't a sports media professional.
And you're saying that it's... So you've suddenly kind of moved towards the idea that it's unacceptable for a Munster fan to be a little bit disappointed that Leinster lost?
I mean, I think that they're not involved, really. Like,
well, what do you mean? As in, like
that's no point. The point is that you shouldn't be giving out to Munster fans who wanted Leinster to lose.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Absolutely nobody's business. And after that, you pick if you want. Go and be one of those half and half scarf people. If that's who you are, Owen. If that's at your core. If you want the Cork footballers to beat or Galway or whoever it is, like, happy days for you.
There's one thing I can guarantee you that's worse than half and half scarves. It is the people who have this bizarre gripe with half and half scarves. Like, who just by some sort of definition automatically say that half and half scarves are bad.
They are. They're shambles.
How are they? Okay, explain to me how are they a shambles? Because suddenly you've...
half Man United, half Man City.
Well, see, that's the extreme example of it.
No, well, I mean, it exists.
Some people think that just by the definition of a half and half scarf is bad. It's not. If you want to go to the Champions League final, you spend thousands of pounds to go to Madrid, and you fancy Liverpool versus Spurs souvenir scarf, by all means buy one. I don't get this weird obsession with people who buy half and half scarves. They're actual human beings as well. Stop patronising them.
All right. Here's what's coming up on the show this morning. We're going to bring you the back pages in 3-4 minutes time.